Now.
Afternoon, year 7. I mean, was it week 7? Still no beer sponsor. Bolter. Disappointed. Bolter Brewing, very disappointed. I
don't want to lean on anything because
because you rust it. Yeah. At least I've got pants on, so I'm not going to rust.
You're not going to rust it. No, non-rusting.
Right. No, non-rusting. We're just waiting on some more Easy Frost to come.
So this week hasn't been particularly exciting. Craig's been working on the chassis, doing the boxing plates and everything. We probably can't do much more on that, really.
No, until we get the rear end and
work out the rear end and that sort of thing.
Yep.
So we've been doing a bit of stuff on the blue
pickup.
Just not very exciting things to watch. Running.
Painted a few more bits.
Painted a few things. Vacuum line.
Sorted out the dashboard.
Yeah, a few bits and pieces like that. So that sort of stuff's been happening.
Yeah.
But what we're going to talk about is.
Hang on. After work, we did a little bit on Jeep 1.
Oh yeah,
Jeep 1 is progressing. It's our first love. Yeah, you always go back to your first love, don't you? Yeah. Jeep 2's dead to us.
Yeah, it's dead to us. We don't know. Too complicated. We'd think.
It's computers.
But we were. Someone came in yesterday or today or something.
Today.
And dropped off some stuff. People love dropping stuff off that we didn't know we needed.
Yeah.
Old magazines, old DVDs, VHSs,
cars.
Yeah. So anyway, that's all been happening. But someone dropped off a magazine. Do you remember magazines?
Magazines. Do you remember lingerie?
Yeah.
That was out of Mad Max. Remember lingerie?
Remember lingerie? But yeah, young people will have to Google magazines.
Yeah.
But young Craig here, when he had hair and everything, was a budding magazine publisher.
Yes.
Publisher and artiste.
Yes. Yeah.
So the stick shift logo that you've seen his son Cody does it, and Ben even has it, and
so like that all came from. I don't know. I must have done the magazine before the car. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah. So I did a stick shift magazine, which was a local magazine. It cost me a shit ton of money. I didn't make any money. I lost money, but
you had a good time.
I'd always wanted to do a magazine, so I did one. So, but it's actually sold into Europe, into the States. It wasn't a big magazine. It was, I think what they used to call them zines or something. Wasn't that the cool word?
Or something. See, like
but it was mostly local car stuff. And it's just because I wanted to do it. So that's where the stick shift side of it comes from. Then the first hot rod I ever got licensed, we then called that Miss Stick Shift, which is that one there. So that got cover of Cruising magazine there. And then I think it got into Street Machine, Hot Rod Annual. They did a feature of it in there. And then, hang on. And then we got Voodoo Blue. That was in Cruising. They did a feature on that.
And then I got years, Gav from Cruising and Dale and Paul and there's probably been others involved. We've worked with it. We've been advertising with it for just about as long as I've had the shop, which is nearly 20 years. And Gav's been going for like 25-ish
years. Yes.
And so over the years, when I used to travel to Melbourne and go to the Melbourne show and Sydney show, basically we used to. I'd camp out and hang out with Gav and Dale and Paul, and we'd talk about really inappropriate stuff.
Well, that's bad jokes. 2006.
Yeah,
that's when they featured that. 2006. So
I'll show a couple of in the corners like we usually do. I'll show a couple of little bits of the magazines and that sort of thing. But it's I guess it's a bit of a dying art form in some ways.
Well, in Australia, we really only have Cruising magazine left. That's it.
Because Australia's writing
is gone.
Unfortunately, is gone. Yeah, Larry passed away. It'll be a couple of years now.
Yep.
A friend of ours, Jordan.
Street Machine magazine's still going.
Street Machine's still going. A friend of ours, Jordan, used to do Forged magazine, which was a local magazine, and we worked with him.
But that had some nice high-end photography in that.
Yeah,
that
Jordan's
pretty good.
Very good photographer. And prior to that was Perth Streetcar magazine.
Yep.
God, that could be 15 years since he's been gone.
Oh yeah,
I
easy.
think Jordan's
easy longer than that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's funny. We were just talking like when someone dropped in a copy of Stick Shift magazine today, and it's like, oh shit, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
yeah. So all before YouTube, Facebook, social media, influencers. Was before influencers.
I hadn't even heard of that word. That wasn't a word.
Influencer. No, I don't think so. Influenza. That went around and I think killed a lot of people, didn't it? I don't know. Influenza.
Yeah. Like COVID, but worse.
Yeah. So yeah.
So that was about it. We just thought we'd just talk about that. What are we going to do this weekend? What's on this weekend? There's a few events on.
There's a swap meet. There's Classic Cars and Coffee. There's Trevor Breeze's run up to the
Serpentine Tavern.
From,
Vintage Rodding Custom.
Yeah, so I'm undecided. I want to go to the swap meet. I want to go to Classic Cars and Coffee.
Maybe Max Pinjara might be on this weekend.
Oh yeah, that might be on too. Sure. Yeah. So we're always spoilt for events lately.
Yeah.
There's a shit
lots
ton.
and lots of events on every weekend. There's 4 or 5 events, except for the one weekend when we went and there was none on.
That's everybody else's fault.
Yeah.
It's not our fault. But no, I'm tempted to go early to the swap meet.
Yeah.
Because you miss out on you if you don't go to a swap meet. That's when you find out that all the good shit that you wanted was there. Everybody tells you about it. So I might go to that early, and then I might maybe do Classic Cars and Coffee.
Yeah, okay.
You might be awake by then.
What? Yeah, okay.
You don't like early mornings.
Not really, but
no.
You're not going because you're going.
I was going to do a selfie. I can't be bothered. It's too hard.
So we could just go to.
That's what. Well, I'm going to go to the swap meet early,
and then go to Classic Cars and Coffee.
Yeah. So we might do that. We'll see.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Because the other thing that we do need to promote is we've decided we're definitely next year we're going to run our Grand National Roadster Show, USA tour. We've been unsure, but
end of January.
We've had a couple of people said, yep, that's the one we want to do. So currently we've got 6 spots, but we had an inquiry today with 2 spots. They're going to confirm in the next week, which means we'd only have 4 spots available.
Yeah. And that's the only spots we have for one of our tours next year. So the rest of next year's booked out.
Texas is booked out. SEMA's booked out.
Yep.
For 2026. We've already got someone on standby for 2027 SEMA.
Yeah.
And people asking about the Texas tour for 2027.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grand National will definitely do that. It looks like it'll work out. I think you get into LA on the 29th of January. We go straight to basically Grand National Roadster shows the first weekend. And then once we get confirmation, but it looks like on paper, the Long Beach swap meet will be the following weekend.
Yeah.
Because they're normally the second Sunday. They haven't updated their website and that stuff. So for 2026, but it looks like
it's going to be that. So,
but if not, we'll find plenty of stuff to do. There's always tons of stuff in Los Angeles.
The Grand National is a good show.
Yeah,
really good show.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking of a holiday next year, and you keep saying, "Oh yeah, I'll do one of those tours one day," well, don't leave because that's it. We can only fit you in January because the other 2 are booked out, and we're only going to do 3 a year. So, and we're starting to take it or get inquiries for 2027. Yeah, 27. Yeah.
Already, in fact, I was just on the phone to someone, and he was asking what tours we will do in 2027.
Yeah.
Bit too far out.
We're lucky to know what we're going to do tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right.
We can't even find an event to go to on Sunday.
Yeah.
Let alone,
working out what tours we're going to do in 2027.
Yeah, that's right. So
that's about it. Just a quick update on what's been happening and what's been going on here. Yard's all clean, ready for stage 2. We've just got to wait on the containers now.
Yeah.
So we'll put up a video on probably Sunday from
wherever we end up, as long as we don't pick an obscure event that then turns out not to be on because we got the event wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, the organisers put it on the wrong date.
They got it wrong.
Yeah. So
cool. That's it.
Okay. No worries. Remember, we're looking for a beer sponsor.
Yeah. Anyway,
Bolter, this is your last chance.
Yeah. Otherwise, we're going
to drop you.
We'll start pitching it to gas.
You'll be dead to us.
We'll get Richard Rawlings.
Oh yeah,
because he hasn't got we might be able to be his.
Well, we went to Richard Rawlings when we went to Texas to have a look and see about calling in there. And we wanted to buy because they did a Tequila?
Cinnamon tequila.
Cinnamon tequila.
Really wanted a bottle of it. Couldn't get it. Wouldn't sell it.
They've made it.
They've made it. Yeah.
Apparently they've made it. They have it all sitting in the warehouse, but they can't, or they're in the process of finding a distributor.
And they're probably trying to get it into somewhere like Total Wine and More.
Yeah.
Our most favourite shop.
It's like Bunnings for alcohol.
It's awesome. So cheap. So much.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. It's a bit different.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Enjoy.
See ya.
See ya.